Warning. Video contains swearing. If you do not like said language, I'd recommend leaving. Also, seizure warning ahead of time.
It's made the world a little better place.
Yep, you saw the thumbnail, you saw that part of the video, and why yes, not everyone's favorite infamous protagonist. Let's be honest, he's probably everyone's least favorite, right behind Fetch and Cole, but who cares. Delsin Rowe is the second protagonist of the infamous franchise. After, actually, spoiler alerts ahead, now, leave in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, done. Now, after Cole McGrath died in Infamous 2, we don't know how Delsin got his powers, because apparently the RFI was supposed to kill all conduits, but some people still got powers, so yeah, via plot convenience, Delsin Rowe got his powers, his amazing abilities. He got this because after graffitiing his billboard of his brother was about to arrest him, but then his brother was about to get shot at by this conduit named Hank, who had smoke powers, but Delsin grabbed his arm and now he has powers because he's cool. But yeah, so Delsin, after realizing, so basically when Delsin leaves, this, you know, concrete bitch named Augustine decides to enter. And, well, after that, she cripples Betty, and basically the closest thing Delsin has to a family since his actual parents are dead. So now Delsin's going on this quest to kill this concrete bitch, but he realizes that smoke isn't enough power, so it may be best to, like, get these powers from the other conduits to, you know, kill Augustine / concrete bitch. But anyways, so during this process, Delsin gets 3 other powers. Oh wait, technically 2 other powers, because he gets concrete last, but he gets 2 other powers, not including concrete or smoke, being neon and video. Now, because of Delsin's amazing power set, this reason alone is why I thought, you know what, Delsin could actually be a pretty cool Smash Bros. Fighter. Also, let's be honest, we kind of need more characters that blend in with Snake, because before anyone brings up, oh, well, Joker's a human and has a bunch of human characters, I mean, like, humans that don't look cartoony, and Delsin could actually be that. I say this ignoring the fact that he can shoot lasers and stuff out of his hands. So, because of this, I feel like Delsin Rowe would be an amazing Smash Bros. Fighter. And, well, I mean, you saw the video, you saw the title, so, yeah, I'm making a moveset for Delsin Rowe. Now, let's get a few small things aside. Delsin Rowe, in all of his weight class, in all of his modes, would always be a midweight. He'd be a little bit heavier than Cloud. He'd be around the same weight as Cloud. So, because of this, that does mean Delsin's midweight. So, yeah. Around the same weight class as Cloud. And Delsin will have gimmicks, but I feel like this gimmick is the one I should mention first because it's so small. He has the same gimmick as Peach and Daisy. He can hover in the air temporarily. Now, all of these hovers are slightly different from each other, but they basically work fundamentally the same, so it's not like one's always going to be better than the other. So, now getting all the small details out of the way, it's time. we move on to the moveset. Hey, just telling you later on, certain moves are going to be the same, and I'm just going to tell you outright. So please don't complain about that in the comments. Now for Delsin's jab combo, I decided to do a For Delsin's dash attack, I decided to use the smoke dash. This is his most mobile move in the game when using smoke. Now this attack is basically the equivalent of one Pikachu Thunderbolt. It does that amount of damage, but it does do more knockback. For Delsin's side tilt, I decided to go to Smoke Blast. It's quick, deadly, goes as far as Mega Man's pellets, has as much end lag as Ness's PK Fire, and does as much damage. For Delsin's up tilt, he does a simple hit with his chain. Yeah, that's it. For Delsin's down tilt, I decided to go with a quick yet deadly punch to the... For Delsin's smash attacks, we have his down smash, the Smoke Bubble. While this bubble is made, it's up for about 3 seconds. If anyone gets hit by this bubble, their character will become slower for a solid 3 seconds. Now, while your character is slowed down, you can't use specials, but this attack does no damage or knockback. That is this attack's drawback. And it has about no end lag. For Delsin's up smash, we have the Smoke Rocket, where he shoots a quick rocket up in the air with smoke. Then, for his forward smash, we have a double Smoke Blast coming from both of his hands. Think Goku from Super Smash Flash 2. Then, for the aerials, we have his up aerial, where he jumps in the air, does a flip, and does his smoke hover upside down. This will send him flying downwards. Then we have his back aerial, where he jumps in the air and shoots you with a spray paint can. Then we have his forward aerial, where he charges up a smoke blast and shoots it right at your face. For his down aerial, we basically have him charging up a blast and shooting it directly downwards. For Delsin's grab, I decided to have him throw his chain and wrap around the person's neck, kinda like how he does to Hank in the story mode. For Delsin's pummel, since the chain is around your neck, he decides to heat it up with his smoke powers. For Delsin's forward throw, I decided to go with a quick and simple spin around, and then him letting go of you right with his chain. This is very good for setups. For Delsin's back throw, he decides to let go of the chain, flip you around, and smoke dash you right behind him. For Delsin's up throw, I decided to have him throw you up and shoot you with smoke. And god damn it, yes, before you tell me yes, I forgot to add the fucking bean. For Delsin's down throw, he throws you downwards, the chain goes back onto his arm, and then he smoke hovers over you, burning you. For Delsin's neutral special, I decided to go with Smoke Shot. It's basically just Mario's Fireball, except it shoots further and has more reach, and it is also chargeable. For Delsin's side B, I decided to go with, well, the dash attack. That's the name of it in the game, so please, this is going to get confusing for everyone. So this attack, the way it starts is, well, Delsin does his smoke dash, but then rather than landing with the smoke dash, he decides to turn human and then hit you right with the chain. God, that must be painful for any male fighters. For Delsin's up B, I decided to go with the vertical smoke dash. Basically, Delsin just does the smoke dash, but he goes upwards rather than downwards. I will not be going into Delsin's down B for now because that goes into his gimmick and that will be explained later on. Now, I did say Delsin had other powers, so we're going to be going into that. Starting off with Neon. So, this is basically the same as Smoke, only it does more damage but less knockback. Now, for Delsin's grab, it became way shorter range than his Smoke grab, but this is mainly due to the fact that Delsin with Neon is the second fastest character in the game. For the pummel, Delsin does something similar with the Smoke. He just, uses Neon to bower his hand. For the forward throw, Delsin decides to turn into a Neon tornado, spin around, and launch the person forward. The back throw is the same thing, except it launches them backwards rather than forwards. Delsin's down throw. He throws you downwards and does the Mach Punch, where he punches you rapidly for a couple seconds before you just bounce out from his punches. Then for the up throw, Delsin decides to throw you upward and use his Neon Sword. Yes, that's a thing. Now, Delsin's neutral special and side special when using Neon are literally the exact same thing. There is absolutely no difference. Well, okay, there is a difference. They go slightly faster and they're slightly shorter ranged. But the up special is different at least. Delsin does the Parton Jump, or however the hell you say it. Basically, if you're on the ground and you use this attack will make you jump upwards, going as high as the vertical Smoke Dash. But if you're not on the ground, you just run in the air for a few seconds. You go about as far as Peach's side B, maybe like only half the distance though. So you go half the distance of Peach's side B, so you're screwed if you're not on the ground. But anyways, now, because Delsin's down B is part of his gimmick, once again, I will not be going into it at this part of the video. But I think it's time we go into Delsin's next power. My favorite of the powers, Video! Now, just like how you do in the game, when you first get Video, you would actually lose all of your powers. You can't do anything other than run away. Now, your big brother Reggie will be shooting a gun to stop enemies, but it basically does no damage and you can just walk through it. Now, you have to be alive for a solid 6 seconds, so you can't die once during this phase. So after your survival run for 6 seconds, you get your powers back! Now, once again, all attacks stay the same, it's just they have a video coat of paint. Well, I say all the attacks stay the same, but that would be lying, and I don't want to lie. One of the attacks changes, that is your down smash. Because Video is actually one of the only abilities to not have a bubble ability, you instead use your power of invisibility. So, when you do this, you turn invisible and then you subdue your person. Now, for the grab, I decided to have Delsin summon an angel / devil and use it to attack your opponent. So, when doing this, the pummel is the angel / devil stabbing you with his tail. Then, for the forward throw, you do Ridley side B. That's what the angel and devil does. Same thing with the back throw. He does Ridley side B to your opponent. Ridley side B is the closest thing I compare to. Then, for the up throw, the angel yeets your opponent upward, and you summon swords and, just stab him, bro. And then, for the down throw, your angel throws your opponent downwards, and you stab them with swords. Now, Video has basically the same new moveset as Smoke and Neon. But, Neutral Special has a few different kinks, and Up Special is different as per usual. Now, the kink with the neutral special is, well, you can hover while shooting. Yes, this is a reference to the air hover ability, the air shooting hover shot ability. But anyways, yeah, this is basically the only difference between video and neon. You can't hover while using neon, but you can hover while using video when you're using your neutral special. And also, the hover sends you half the height of Peach's up B, so yeah. Now, for his up special, he does the video glide, which can actually be done 2 times in a row. That's what makes this attack so special. You have so much control in the air that you're basically like a reverse Little Mac. I mean, you're not god awful on the ground, but the air is where you would reign supreme when using video. So it's like Pit's up B, but you can use it twice. Now, yeah, you know what I'm gonna say. We're not going over down special because it's part of Delsin's gimmick, and that's gonna be its own section. But time to move on to the coolest, most epic, most visually interesting power: rocks. I mean concrete. Yeah, you know the drill. All the A attacks are literally the same, and there are absolutely no differences between this. Well, except damage output and range, but that's it. For the concrete grab, Delsin does a small lunge forward and then puts his hand around the person and then decides to turn his fist into concrete, somewhat locking them permanently. For the pummel, Delsin decides to make the concrete tighter, probably crushing your organs. You seriously think I was going to say this is bad for male fighters? No, this is bad for literally every fighter. Then for the forward throw, Delsin does what he did to Augustine, encases you in concrete and throws you away. He does the same thing for the back throw. This is a reference to when he killed Augustine brutally and murderfully. Then for the down throw, it's kind of like what he does with Neon, where he throws the person downwards, but instead he just does one really hard concrete punch. Like, it's very, very hard. Then for the up throw, he just throws you upward and uppercuts you, but his arm is made out of concrete. Very painful. Everything is the exact same for concrete as it is smoke, except it does more damage and it looks like the concrete powers, and I lied, the up special is different. Now for your concrete up special, you shoot a concrete shard under you. It's the concrete boost from Infamous Second Son, and then you auto hover, and the concrete boost itself sends you as high as Peach's Parasol, so right off the bat, that alone is a pretty good recovery. Mixed in with this, you have a pretty damn good recovery, especially because of the concrete hover. But now, let's go into Delsin's gimmicks. Now, because Delsin needs to get his different powers from a specific power source, I thought, why don't I try implementing that in Smash? Seeing how it's one of Infamous Second Son's most important mechanics. So, you have to use your down special to either recharge your power or just, select a different power. You can tell this because there's going to be a little meter over your head that looks like the power meter in Infamous Second Son. This will tell you when you're low on your power, and that will also tell you when you need to recharge. Now, to replicate or imitate actually the mechanic, down special for smoke is the quickest because smoke is the easiest material to find. It's also the safest because it gives you super armor and stuff. So smoke is the quickest, has the lowest amount of end lag and start lag, and it also, it's just, it gives you super armor. Same things apply with Neon, except it's slightly slower than smoke. Now for video, oh god, this is literally the hardest thing to get in the game. It's safe, but it's hard to get. So to imitate that, it's the slowest. It has some start lag and end lag. And most importantly, to refill your bar all the way once, if you're at 0%, you have to do it twice. But that isn't too bad because the time frame for it isn't too, dramatic. Like maybe 6 seconds at most if you recharge 2 times. Then for concrete. Now this, why yes, isn't the easiest thing to get. Actually, it's one of the easiest to get because it's so easy to find. It is the most dangerous to get. So this one's very similar to smoke, except it's slower. Like, so if smoke's like 3 seconds, this is 4 seconds. And also, you actually don't get super armor while recharging with this or swapping to this. You lose super armor if you swap to concrete. But everything else has super armor. So concrete is the most dangerous to swap to, but it's not so incredibly damn slow like video. But anyways, I've been ignoring attack this entire time. And no, it's not the down special. It changes based off your power. It's the final smash. Now, I'm just gonna go over this in one big section rather than splitting it up. For smoke, we have the orbital drop. Delsin goes really high into the air using a better version of the vertical smoke dash. And then, because you can slightly control it in the game, you can slightly control it in Smash. So, this is like a cinematic mixed with a controllable, but like, you can only control the final destination of where this lands, but you barely can control it. So it's like, if you were on the tip of final destination and used it, you can't go to the other tip, but like, you can slightly change it. So if you use it off stage, you may be able to help yourself do like grab to a ledge. Now for Neon, we have the Siege Procedure. Wait. So I've been informed that this is actually not called the Caesar Procedure. It is actually called the Neon Blitz. Now this is a cinematic where you do a bubble which is about as big as Ness's shield bubble thing for his down special. And when you do this, you basically just doing this, you get a bunch of people and they spin around and then you shoot a bunch of lasers. Now the reason this is dangerous is because of the aftershock effect thingy. Yes, this has an aftershock effect. Now this aftershock is so damn dangerous. It covers like maybe half a final destination. All of those explosions give like a semi-electric effect like Pikachu's Thunderbolt, and all of those explosions are just as big as a bomb. So yeah, Neon is your most effective final smash. Now we go on to video. Sorry, video. So there's not an actual name in the game, sort of like how Neon didn't get an actual name. I just call it Neon Blitz, but I go with what Delsin called it when he first used it. Heaven, Hell, and Delsin, which is what he says every time he uses this final smash. Now, the thing about this final smash is that, well, I mean, it's another cinematic, but it only stays in one place, and you have super armor while using it, so you can't get beat up when you're summoning the angels. I mean, it's a cinematic, so that can't happen either way, but still. Also, wait, it's a cinematic, yeah. I was going to say it goes over platforms, but it's a cinematic. The cutscene just does the work. It doesn't matter how it goes over platforms and stuff, so yeah. It's just a cinematic thing that it goes down. It's a pillar of angels or demons. I don't know which thing you'd be using, but yeah, that's literally what it is. It's just a pillar of doom and death and destruction. Oh yeah, that's it. But anyways, Concrete doesn't actually have a Karma Bomb in the game, so just recycle Little Max or Donkey Kong's and give it a concrete skin, and everyone should be happy. Also, these don't drain your power meter. Now that we've done that and I found my Christmas hat, why don't we go on to the other stuff? Now we're going over Delsin's alternative costume, taunts, and victory animations. For Delsin's base costume, we have his costume in the neutral route. All of your attacks just are the neutral color as well. Then, for his second alt, we have Evil Delsin. All of your attacks are the evil color, which is red and this darker purple. Then we have Good Delsin. And my picture editing software didn't let me do white effectively. Anyways, so all your attacks are blue and the good variation. Then we have his Cole McGrath jacket. Once again, video software wasn't good and all your attacks are neutral. Then we have a reference to Eugene. Eugene's jacket, yeah. I felt like it would be cool, and so, yeah, all your attacks are neutral. Then we have a reference to Fetch and her jacket. Once again, all your attacks are neutral. Just assume every attack is neutral from now on. Then we have a reference to Hank, the only reason the story actually exists. So, yeah. Then we have a reference to Augustine, the main villain of the game. Which, yeah, that's why it's all gray and stuff. So that's it for alternate colors. Now, with all that said and done, why don't we go on to the biggest middle finger in Smash? The taunts. Now, for Delsin's up taunt, I decided he can call someone. It's either a phone call from Reggie, Fetch, or Eugene. For his down taunt, I thought, why doesn't he just, do one of his idle animations, which is like a power thing where like the power surges through his arms. Then for his down taunt, he rattles a spray can because, graffiti and other stuff. He likes doing this a lot. Now with that all said and done, why don't we move on to the victory animations. For his first victory screen animation, I decided to reference him spray painting. So I had him spray paint the Super Smash Bros. Logo. Then, for the second victory animation, I decided this changes based on which power you were using last. If you were using Smoky Smoke Dashes, Neon Neon Dash, Video, he turns visible after being invisible. Concrete, he comes from the sky as a Wheel of Death. Then, his final victory screen animation just absorbs some more powers from some power source. Now, that's it. That's my idea for Delsin Rowe and Smash Bros. If you think there's anything I could have improved upon, or just, better moves that could have been applied, tell me in the comment section below. But the unknown someone is signing out.